Imagine for a moment asking your phone to show you photos of your dog. In seconds, a perfectly organized album appears. It not only recognized your pet among thousands of faces, but also knew how to differentiate it from a cat, a car, or a tree. Magic? No. It's artificial intelligence, the most transformative technological force of our time, which is ceasing to be science fiction to become the silent engine of our world. But how does it really work? How is it possible for a machine to learn, see, and think? Today, we will not only discover this, but also demystify the concepts that make it possible. Beyond code, the machine learning revolution. For decades, programming a computer meant giving it step-by-step instructions, strict and logical rules. If the user presses A, then display B. But how do you program it to recognize a dog's face? When every dog is different, with different fur, size, and angle, it's impossible to write all the rules. This is where the revolutionary concept that changed everything was born: machine learning. Imagine you want to teach a child what a dog is. You don't give them a manual of canine anatomy. You show them many, many pictures and say, "This is a dog. This is not a dog." Over time, the child's brain identifies patterns on its own. Dogs usually have 4 legs, a snout, a tail, etc. That is exactly what machine learning does. Instead of being programmed with rules, the system is fed huge amounts of data, the pictures, and given the correct answers, the dog or not dog labels. Then, an algorithm, which is like a set of mathematical procedures, begins to search for patterns and connections in that data. It adjusts millions of small internal switches until it finally builds its own mental model of what a dog is. The result is no longer a rigid program, but a statistical model that can generalize and recognize dogs it has never seen before. It is the shift from explicit programming to learning from experience. The digital brain, deciphering the neural network. But how is that mental model created inside the machine? This is where nature becomes our greatest inspiration. The most powerful concept in machine learning is the artificial neural network, and it is a direct attempt to imitate, in a very simplified way, the functioning of our brain. Think of your brain. It is composed of billions of interconnected neurons that send electrical signals to each other. An artificial neural network does the same, but with virtual neurons organized in layers. Input layer. It's like your senses. It receives the raw data, the pixels of an image. Hidden layers. This is your thought process. Here, each neuron receives the signals, performs a small weighted calculation, giving more importance to some signals than others, and decides whether to fire its own signal to the next layer. It is in these deep layers that the network identifies increasingly complex features. The first hidden layer might detect edges and contrasts. The next one might combine those edges to form shapes like eyes or noses. An even deeper layer might combine those shapes to recognize a complete face. Output layer. It's your final decision. It consolidates all the processed information and gives the result. It has a dog with 98% probability. The learning happens during training. When the network makes a mistake, a mechanism called backpropagation travels backward through all the layers, slightly adjusting the importance, the weight of the connections between neurons. It's like trial and error on a massive scale. With each example, the network fine-tunes its internal connections, making its predictions increasingly accurate. It's a digital brain that trains itself. The AI ecosystem. Where the machine meets the world, AI is not just an isolated technology. It is an ecosystem of capabilities that are redefining entire industries. Based on machine learning and neural networks, specialized disciplines have emerged: natural language processing, NLP. This is the branch that allows machines to understand and generate human language. When you talk to a voice assistant like Siri or Alexa, or when you use an automatic translator, it's NLP in action. Neural networks analyze immense amounts of text to learn grammar, context, and even sarcasm, allowing for increasingly natural interaction. Computer vision. This gives eyes to AI, thanks to a special type of neural network called a convolutional neural network, CNN. Optimized for processing visual data, machines can now diagnose cancer in medical images with accuracy rivaling that of human radiologists, inspect production lines for defects, or enable self-driving cars to see the road. The future and responsibility. A colossal power. This technology is not just a technological toy. It is a force reshaping society, the economy, and our daily lives. From recommending the next movie you'll watch to accelerating the discovery of new drugs, AI is here to augment our human capabilities. But with such great power comes even greater responsibility. The ethical debate is served. How do we prevent biases in training data from becoming automated discrimination? Who is responsible when a self-driving car makes a wrong decision? How do we ensure that this technology is used for the benefit of all humanity and not to deepen inequalities? Artificial intelligence is not a mystical entity. It is mathematics, data, and colossal computational power, offering us a mirror of our own intelligence. Understanding its fundamentals is not just an intellectual exercise. It is a necessary step to actively participate in the future we are building. A future where the collaboration between humans and machines will define the next chapters of our history. If this journey into the heart of artificial intelligence has helped you better understand the world that is coming, help us continue exploring the topics that define our future. Like this video if you want us to delve deeper into other technological concepts. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next documentary, and tell us in the comments, what application of AI do you find most fascinating or terrifying? Your opinion is crucial for this conversation.